Welcome back. You've tuned in to channel 231, your one place for updated port and shopping information. My name is Tanya, and today I'm on board to teach you about watches and Swiss timepieces. The Caribbean is the place to buy your watches and timepieces. And in fact, people fly down here, cruise down here, just to buy all their watches. And there are two main reasons why: the price and the selection. But we'll go over that in a few moments. First, I'm going to give you some insight on the basics of watch construction, the intricate assembly that goes into a timepiece to make it function, and how that translates into value for you. Now, let me explain the types of movement in watches. To clarify movement, it refers to the machinery of any timepiece that moves the hands and any of its complications. In other words, movement is the engine of the watch. There are three types of movements: manual, automatic, and quartz. All of these movements have a story and unique functions. However, the type of movement a watch has can affect its cost, its operation, and sometimes its ease of use. To begin, I will explain the manual movement, or the hand-winding watch. Manual is the oldest type of watch movement, dating back to the 14th century, and is made up of about 130 parts. These watches are classic and an amazing part of technology itself. They are made up of all mechanical parts and meticulously handcrafted with various gears that make it work. Now here's how it works. Manual movement gets its power by physically winding the crown. It then turns the stem, which winds the main spring. This is where the energy is stored, then transferred into the wheels and gears. It's through these various wheels, gears, and little red rubies used to reduce metal-to-metal friction that the symphony of time is created. Typically, manual movements will need to be wound daily. However, depending on the power reserve capacity in today's manual mechanical watches, they may need to be wound every 24 hours to every 5 days or more. Many people cherish the timeless tradition of manual movement and even enjoy the ritual of winding them. These types of watches are often collectibles or even luxury simply because of their quality and their in-depth craftsmanship. Next, we have an automatic movement, or the self-winding mechanical watch. Like manual movement, it's made up of all mechanical parts, but with an additional component, the rotor. These automatic movements harness their energy through the natural motion of your wrist. And as long as you wear the watch regularly, it will maintain its power and will not require winding. This is how the automatic works. The movement of the wrist turns the rotor on a pivot, which then winds the mainspring, giving the watch energy. The energy is released and regulated through a set of gears, the wheel train, and the escapement, resulting in the display of time. Remember, automatic watches rely upon motion from the wrist to keep them working, so the energy may run down if the watch has not been worn for a couple days. In this case, you will simply need to wind the crown fully to reactivate the movement in the watch. Automatic watches have all the advantages of mechanical watches: detailed construction and durability, but it eliminates the need for the daily hand winding. Lastly, there is quartz movement, or battery-powered watch. This type of movement is the most recent, dating back to its development in the late 1960s. Now, quartz watches may have some mechanical parts. However, unlike mechanical watches, quartz movements are battery-powered and have an integrated circuit. To create power in this movement, the battery sends an electrical current through a small quartz crystal, electrifying the crystal to create vibrations at over 32,000 vibrations per second. These vibrations keep the movement oscillating and drive the motor to move the watch hands. It is a little piece of quartz crystal that makes a much steadier oscillator, resulting in more accurate timepiece than those with mechanical movement. Quartz watches account for more than 85% of all watches sold today, simply because they are more affordable, more accurate, and they don't need winding. However, you do need to keep in mind that because quartz movement requires battery power, the lifespan of the watch is not as long. They are also not as desirable because they lack the technical craftsmanship that goes into an automatic mechanical timepiece. Your wristwatch makes a statement about who you are. In these islands, you will definitely have your chance to save big on your dream timepieces. The substantial discounts come from 3 different factors. First, here in the Caribbean, there are no import duties, which means the Caribbean retailers pay no import fees when the watches come in from Switzerland, unlike your stores back home, so no import fees. The second reason is that shopping here in the Caribbean is tax-free. This saves you an additional 5 to 15%. Lastly, these Caribbean merchants sell in large volume, so the watch brand allows them extra volume discounts. And luckily enough for us, volume discounts count for another 5 to 25%. So, now that we've gone over how big the savings are, let's talk about how big of a selection you will have and how to narrow that down to find the timepiece that perfectly suits you. My advice here is, regardless of what you plan to spend, before you buy, ask yourself, what do I want my watch to do for me? Do you want a timepiece that is durable or has longevity? Is it the quality of movement, whether it's mechanical or quartz? Or do you want a timepiece that has sentimental value that can pass down through generations? Ladies, more and more women today are wearing Swiss timepieces. Whether you're fashion forward, sporty, like to make a bold statement, or you've realized how essential a fine watch is to your jewelry collection, you'll find an impressive selection of all models and designs. Let me start guiding you by telling you about a few of the more popular brands that will be available this week during your shopping experiences. One watch that always gets noticed is Hublot. Hublot is a French word that means porthole, and as a watch brand, it's known for the unique design and attention to detail. Hublot is the master of fusion. With very limited production, Hublot is the most sought after luxury sports watch in the world. Many of their models are limited editions, making them very collectible. They are also one of the most innovative companies in business today, combining traditional Swiss watchmaking with modern design and cutting-edge materials such as zirconium, ceramics, and titanium. Every Hublot makes a statement. Then you have Movado. This is a watch based on Swiss heritage and modern design. They are known for their classy look and distinctive museum dial. You will choose from Movado Core, Movado Bold, and even Movados with diamond dials. In these Caribbean ports of call, you will see every Movado design offered at unbelievable prices. You have to get your hands on the Caribbean special. Nowhere else in the world will you find this deal. This beautiful stainless steel Movado watch with the black leather strap back home is $500 plus tax. But in Diamonds International Watch and Design, only here in the Caribbean, will you buy 2 for only $399. It's a savings of over 60%. There is no better value, and this watch comes in his and hers and two-tone collections. Make sure to see me for your VIP card from Movado and get in there before this deal runs out. Now, earlier we mentioned that people come from all over the world to buy their watches, and in the Caribbean. Deals on Breitling attract so many. Breitling is recognized all over the world for their accuracy and cutting-edge designs. They are the only Swiss watch brand to have the official Swiss Chronometer Testing Institute certify all of their timepieces. It's no wonder they are chosen brand for the world of aviation. They are also the only manufacturer to give a 5-year warranty on their in-house movement. This week in port, you will visit Breitling boutiques that offer limited edition timepieces and, of course, tax and duty-free pricing, which isn't found anywhere else in the world but here. Be sure to check out the Breitling B01, their in-house movement, and one of the best chronographs on the market. There are a ton of brands out there, and I can tell you the best place to buy whatever brand it is you're looking for. Again, this is a cruise, so take advantage of the savings and the selection you'll find in the recommended and guaranteed stores on your port shopping map. Now remember, a watch is about style, a story, and the history of both your watch and your own journey. It's not about the price tag that makes the perfect watch. It's what the watch provides for you. So make sure you come see me at the VIP shopping desk on deck 5 for more information and your VIP savings cards. Again, this is Tanya, your port shopping guide. Stay tuned right here on channel 231.